Good morning, everybody. So today for Tag Tuesday, I'm going to be doing the Moody Book Tag. So, does that mean I'm moody? Actually, probably sometimes if you ask the people around me, but in general, no, I'm not. This is all about the mood that books set you in and the mood you need to read books. So, let's get stuck in with the questions. Question 1. Do you consider yourself a mood reader? To be fair, sometimes, but not all the time. So I tend to be a mood reader when I'm more feeling a bit down in myself and I need something to cheer myself up. In those situations, I'll either go to a reread of a book that I know I particularly enjoy that can pull me out of the mood I'm in, or if I've got something on my to-be-read list that looks particularly fun and I've been looking forward to it, I might push it up the queue that I'm going through to read it to help cheer me up because it's one I'm particularly looking forward to. Other than that, I tend to pick my books based on when I know they're going to be coming out and trying to finish in time for those kind of situations. Question 2. Do you set a to-be-read list and do you stick to them? That actually reminds me, in my first month, I set a to-be-read list for the very first time in my life. And I was going to do a wrap-up video talking about how I did on it. And to be fair, I completely forgot. The thing is, I've never set a to-be-read list before. I normally have books based on when they're coming out because I tend to read series as more than standalone. So because they are continuing series, I know they're coming out every 3 months, so I pace each of my books in time so one finishes with the next and I can move on to the next one, unless, as I said previously, I have a bit of a mood swing and I need something to cheer me up, in which case I'll then move the books around if I've got them or read over a previous series I know will cheer me up. I might try to get back to my to-be-read lists and stick to it. I know in my last one I stuck to half of it and then the other half I didn't manage because I got a number of books that came out that I wasn't expecting that I really looked forward to. Question 3. Do books affect you emotionally? Does the mood of a book rub off on you? It can do. I've had some books where I've absolutely bawled my eyes out to them and I've just felt really down in the dumps after reading them. But on the flip side, I've had books where I've laughed my head off non-stop at them and it's made my day or my weekend. So in short, yes. Question 4. When you're sad, do you like to read sad books, happy books, or neutral books? I think I probably mentioned that earlier. I tend to look for ones that I know I'm going to be enjoying, so ones I've previously read or ones I've really been looking forward to. So I don't know if they're going to actually be happy, sad, or neutral when I read them. They're just books that I'm really looking forward to. So for me, they will hopefully make me happy and there won't be a sad bit and it'll then end up making me bawl my eyes out and make me even sadder. But as I said, I tend to stick to the happy books when I am feeling a bit down. Question 5. Most often, do you read to escape, to learn, or to critically think? For me, it's escapism all the way. Yes, I do read some books to learn, and I do read some books I know will make me think as well. But the main reason I read books is to escape. They are one of my joys in life that I love to get lost and immersed in, and to imagine myself living the life of the character or living alongside the life of the characters. I just love that entire escapism that comes with reading a good fantasy book. Question 6. What is a book that made you laugh out loud? For this one, I can't remember the actual book. It's actually a series of books. It's Ira Ferretta from Commonplace to World's Strongest. And there was a particular book in the series that I was reading on my way to work on the bus, and I literally burst out laughing reading it. The amount of people that turned around and looked at me like, what the hell is he laughing at? And then just saw that it was me reading my book and then just looked away. It was kind of embarrassing, but to be fair, I loved it. I just loved that part so much. I couldn't help it, and it just didn't affect me that other people looked at me because, it was just that funny at the time. Question 7. What is a book that made you cry? Or if you don't cry, one that really moved you? I think, as I mentioned earlier, I have cried or bawled my eyes out to some books. The most recent one in memory would be one of the Ascendants of a Bookworms one. I believe it was in the part 2 section of the series. I can't remember which one exactly. It was either 3 or 4. There was just a certain point in the story, without spoiling it, where something happened to the main character and her entire family, and I was a wreck. I literally was crying my eyes out at it. I know some people look at me and say, "You're admitting to this on camera?" Yep, I'm not ashamed, to be fair. I loved the book, and it was so emotional and so raw because it was written that well. I just couldn't help but be moved by it. And that is the kind of book that I like, something that can move you to tears, to laughter. And this one definitely has both of those components in it, but that particular one definitely moved me to tears. Question 8. What is a book that you didn't even know how you felt about? That's a bit of a tough one. I don't really have many books that I don't know how I actually feel about them. Most books tend to either make me feel happy, sad. They tend to evoke some sort of emotional response from me. Question 9. Are you more likely to read on a sunny or cloudy day? Both is the short answer to that one. I will read whenever and wherever, whether it's sunny, whether it's cloudy. I probably get to read more on cloudy days. It's not the fact that I'm more likely to read, it's just the fact that if it's sunny, I'll go out for walks with my dogs as well, so I don't have as much time to read. If it's also sunny, then I might also be out in my gardening, doing bits and bobs around the house, the washing, the cleaning, stuff like that. The kind of things you tend to do when it's a sunny, nice day. So while I would love to spend all my time reading sometimes, I think when it's a more cloudy, rainy day, you tend to have more time inside, so you tend to read more, or that's at least the case for me. Question 10. Do you usually set the mood when you read? Music, lights, smells, etc.? No, I don't think I've done that once. I don't need to set the mood to read because I'm always in the mood to read. There's not really anything that will change my mood like a book. Question 11. Can you read from book to book, or do you need a buffer time between them? I tend to jump from book to book. I have said before, I read a lot of series. So sometimes I have multiple books in a series because I tend to buy it out in one go if it's a brand new series. So I just read from one to the next, to the next, to the next. Even if it's not, I always tend to have multiple books on my to be read list, or to be read pile, I should say. And I'm the kind of person that as soon as I put one book down, I'll literally go and grab the next one if I've got time and start reading it straight away. I don't tend to need a buffer at all. On the odd occasion I have, but it's not the normal. It's when something's happening in my life and I need that bit of a break in between, because something's going on and I just don't have the time to pick up a new book and devote the time to actually sit down and read it over the next couple of days. I need a good few hours to be able to get into a new series. So as long as I've got that time, I'll always pick a book straight up. Anyway, that's all the questions in the Moody Book Tag. I hope you've enjoyed them. If you fancy doing this tag, please go ahead and let me know. I'd love to know your answers as well. Anyway, thanks again for listening, and I'll see you in my next video.